How's it going, everyone? Welcome to GP Golfing. Look, so on today's topic we have the boat wrist and we got a guidance method. So first, what I will show you is what the cupping technique does to you and to your game, which destroys absolutely your consistency. And then after that, I'm going to show you how to do the guidance method. So let's do this. Let's start off with the boat wrist. And the boat wrist is probably one of the worst mistakes that you can do in chipping. So the boat wrist absolutely destroys your consistency when it comes to chipping. And it's because it's very hard for you to time the wrist correctly onto the ball every time, right? Because you're doing this. And when you have small movements in your chipping or whatever part of the game you have, then you're going to be inconsistent, right? So you need to play with the bigger parts of your body. And this is where the guidance method comes in play. Because what the bowing does is it allows you to raise your club left. And when you raise your club left, you don't have a lot of control over the club where it goes, right? Because if you're going to be nervous, you can just do that and you can top the ball, right? Or if you have a bad day, you can do the same and you can chunk it pretty easily. You let me know down in the comments how many times this actually happened. So look, the guidance method, right? We're just gonna go into the guidance method because I think it's complete waste of time to just talk about what this does. It destroys everything. So the guidance method, right? It's the method where you essentially lock your wrist. But you must be careful because that doesn't mean that you lock your wrist through your whole weight to the chip, back and forward. It means that when you go to the impact, you lock your wrist. So you go back, you're not like this. You don't lock your wrist. But you go back, you go with emotion. You do a little bit of hinge, there, up, however you chip. But when you come to the impact, so when you come down, this is where your wrist gets locked, right? You don't want to hinge your wrist like this, all right? So I'm gonna give you a few examples. So watch. All right? You see how my forward this is. It's not like this. Right? It's like this. And this is what my father was always telling me is you try to guide with your arms forward and straight. And if you see all the good chippers in the world, they'll go like this. You're not gonna see anybody chip like this, right? But you see many amateurs chip like this because yeah, I want to hit a good spin and all sorts of things, but you just want consistency, then lock your wrist for sure. Hop, boom. Right? Now I'm gonna show you from behind a few chips as well so you understand from both sides. So let's do this. So let me show you how this works from behind. Now watch. We're gonna aim at the pin right there and it goes a little bit left, so we're gonna be aiming a little bit right. So for this case, what you wanna do is you want to guide everything that you have, right, towards the target. So if we're aiming 1 meter right, that means the club face has to aim 1 meter right. And this is how you do it. You go here, and now you lock your wrist towards the target, right? Boom. We do it again. We're gonna aim a little bit left now. Now we do the same thing. Back, straight, right? You see how easy it is because there's no movement in the wrist, so the ball will almost come out the exact same every time. Watch. Right? It's gonna be so much easier. Oh, here we go. So it's gonna be so much easier to control the ball when you're nervous on the course, right? Because when you're nervous on the course, that's where most of the tweaks happen. And if you can lock your wrist and if you can let go of all the tweaks that come when you're nervous, then you're golden, right? So look, as I said, there's a sprinkler here. So look, as I said, when you go back, you don't want to be statue here, right? You want to have the motion here of a normal chip, right? You want to keep motion, and when you come here, you want to be a statue, right? So here, statue, guidance, okay? Let's do it again. Here, motion, statue forward. So you want to guide your whole left body, or I should say from the arm to the club towards the hole. And there's one mistake that you will need to avoid. And it's this. Watch. I'm gonna aim at the left ball. You see? I chunked it because I went too far up. right? I was aiming there, but I was aiming my club on the right ball, right? This is number one mistake. And number two mistake is this, right? And I topped it. And that's because the first ball, the first club position went up, right? So I went like this. On the second one, I went like this, right? So I went inwards. And this is very important because you need to aim towards the target. And I probably said this like 6 times already, but I'm sorry, this is just very important to me. And if you're gonna miss this part, that your whole left, side aims towards the hole, then you're gonna miss the whole point of the guidance. So that's why it's really important to include this in as well. So now I'm gonna show you 2 slow motion chips. One is going to be for the club wrist, and one is gonna be for the guidance, so you understand a little bit more how this works in a slow motion, feel video, whatever. So let's do this. So now that you've seen slow motion videos, now I give you 2 more tips then you can implement into the guidance method, okay? Otherwise you're gonna struggle with this technique because it is a little bit more advanced technique, that's all I can say. So you need to have a little bit more advanced basics, right? This maybe sounds weird, but most of the amateurs don't have basics done, and they struggle with basics. They stand like this, and it's no way you can hit a good chip from here. So I'm gonna do a fundamentals tutorial, and I'm gonna link it up there, so when it's ready you guys can check it out as well. But yeah, so the first tip is the ball position should be in the middle of the stance. Either you want your ball position to be in the middle of the stance or a little bit more in the back, because you want to hit down on the ball, right? If you're gonna have it too far here, then the guidance method, it's really gonna be hard to work because you're gonna need to shift your weight so far to the left that you're gonna be out of balance. That's not gonna work. So you need your ball to be either a little bit in the back or in the middle, okay? This is the first tip. The second tip is you need your weight to be shifted 60% on the left. So whatever chip you do, almost every chip you do, you need your weight to be shifted a little bit like this. So you need 60% on this leg or on this foot and 40% on this. And this is gonna allow you to hit on the ball because you're gonna be positioned for success. You're gonna be positioned here to hit onto the ball, right? Boom. If I'm here, right, I'm gonna hit, look, same position, watch. Here, I'm gonna shift like 70 on the right, it's a chunk, I hit here. If I go here, you see where I hit it. So you're gonna get much better control over the ball if you're just gonna position it in the middle, and you're gonna shift your weight a little bit on the left. So I think that's about it. We've gone through everything. We've gone through why the bow wrist sucks and why you should use the guidance method. So look, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit a like. And I'm gonna do a fundamentals tutorial, kind of lesson, fundamentals for chipping. So I'm gonna go through all the basics, and because that's very important as well, I always go to basics back. So if you're interested in that, it's gonna be a link here or here, I don't know where. But yeah, thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.